This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
Now on Eyewitness News at 4, breaking news, a wild high-speed pursuit of a stolen flatbed truck, putting other drivers in danger. I'm Ellen Leyva.
I'm David Ono. Chris Christie is live overhead where it ended in this violent crash in Belmont Heights. Let's get to Chris right now for all the details.
David, this was one of the more reckless chases we've seen in some time, ending in multiple crashes as the driver, who is now being taken into custody and treated at the scene here on Miramar and 7th Street in Belmont Heights, walked away from a crash scene, and he is now, again, being checked out by firefighters. But this was a major crash at the end of this pursuit. We'll go ahead and re-rack our tape from the very beginning. We caught this as he was making his way through East LA, LAPD picking it up in South LA near the 110 freeway and Adams. He made his way all the way out to the 5 freeway, eventually out to the 605 where we started following this pursuit. LAPD pursuing this reckless driver up and down the freeway before he got off of the freeway and started really amping things up at speeds upwards of 100 miles per hour on the freeway and only a little bit slower on surface streets before he started colliding into other vehicles, running through every single red light that he came upon with hardly any braking. That vehicle was starting to give up on him. It was a very, very heavy-duty work truck traveling at a high rate of speed. He had some flat tires, and the truck started really misbehaving on him, and that's when he started losing control as he continued driving through these red lights, ramming into more vehicles. This whole thing ended with an insane crash at 7th Street and Termino Avenue here, where an elderly gentleman was pulled from the wreckage of that SUV right there. As we come back out live at the center of your screen, he was taken to the hospital just moments ago. Another van at the end of this crash veered onto the curb there. Patients in that vehicle being checked out as well. That van coming within feet of a food stand here at the intersection of 7th Street and Termino Avenue. And then the driver crashing into the front of a strip mall at a Sherman-Williams paint shop right there where there were no casualties, but the driver just casually stepped out of the vehicle, which was basically experiencing several flat tires, and then just walked away from the crash scene there before being taken into custody along Miramar and 7th. Right there, you can see LAPD and the fire department checking the suspect out before he's headed off to jail. Guys, back to you.
By the looks of it, it looks like that planter is the only thing that prevented it from going into that paint store.
I mean, it really was. I mean, he kind of, by the time he got to the paint store, he wasn't traveling terribly fast, but thankfully it did manage to stop him before going through those double doors there. Easily could have been more injuries inside that paint store had he not stopped right where he did.
And when it comes to the analysis on this pursuit being such a dangerous one, such a big vehicle, there aren't a whole lot of options for law enforcement. It's too big to do a pit maneuver on, and it already had some flat tires. So there weren't a lot of options in trying to get this guy to stop.
The only option was the one that they took, and in the final moments of this pursuit, they did, in fact, give up the pursuit. In fact, when he crashed through here, I believe they had already